Thank you, students. Today I discuss about soft water and hard water. Generally, various types of salt remains dissolved into water, except distilled water. Our drinking water also contains some dissolved salt, which are necessary for our health. Depending on the type of dissolved salt, water is classified as soft water and hard water. When we use soap in the water, some water forms lather easily, but some water does not forms lather with soap easily. This is because the type of salt dissolved in it. If only sodium and potassium salt, that means sodium chloride, potassium chloride, or sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, potassium bicarbonate, that the sodium and potassium salts remains, only sodium and potassium salt remains dissolved in water, they easily forms lather into the soap, and these are known as the soft water. The class of water that easily forms lather with soap is called soft water. The sodium and potassium salt can remains dissolved in it. That means sodium chloride NaCl, potassium chloride, or sodium sulfate Na2SO4, or potassium sulfate K2SO4, like that, or sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3, or potassium bicarbonate. If this salt remains dissolved in water, then the water can form lather with soap easily, and they are known as soft water. That means, in other words, these salts, that means salts of potassium and sodium does not form the hard water, is not the cause for hard water. Now the hard water. What is hard water? Just opposite to the soft water. The class of water that does not easily form lather with soap is called the hard water. The hardness of the water is due to the presence of soluble salts of metals like calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc. That means calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate, iron bicarbonate, zinc bicarbonate, or zinc chloride, magnesium chloride, ferric chloride, zinc chloride, or nitrate, or sulfate, that means calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, zinc sulfate, or ferric sulfate. These salts, that means bicarbonate salt, sulfate salt, or chloride salt, or say nitrate salt, these salts of these metals are caused for hard water. That means, if these salts remains dissolved in hard water, this water does not forms lather with soap easily, and this water is known as hard water. Now, depending on the type of salt dissolved in it, or the process of removal of hardness, divide the water into two categories. One is the temporary hardness and another is the permanent hardness. Temporary hardness, the hardness of water which can be removed easily. Generally, when the bicarbonate salt of calcium, magnesium, iron and zinc remains dissolved in water, then the temporary hardness arrive, and this hardness of water can be easily removed. The presence of soluble bicarbonate salt of calcium, magnesium, iron is responsible for the temporary hardness. That means calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate or ferric bicarbonate. Bicarbonate means like that. Calcium bicarbonate, what is the formula? Calcium bicarbonate, CaHCO3, calcium bicarbonate, or magnesium bicarbonate, what is the formula? Magnesium bicarbonate, it will be MgHCO3. Also, yes, wrong, yes, calcium bicarbonate CaHCO3 whole 2, magnesium bicarbonate MgHCO3 whole 2, or ferric bicarbonate. If this bicarbonate salt remains dissolved in water, then the hardness can be removed easily, and this hardness is removed easily by the temporary boiling of boiling of water. If you boil the water, then this bicarbonate salt converted into the carbonate salt, that means calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, and this carbonate salt are insoluble in water. As it is the insoluble in water, they becomes settle down when the water is cooled. Now the permanent hardness. Permanent hardness, the presence of soluble chloride salt, nitrate salt or sulfate salts of calcium, magnesium, iron and zinc are responsible for permanent hardness of water. That means if the calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, ferric chloride or zinc chloride remains dissolved in water, they are responsible for permanent hardness. Calcium chloride CaCl2 or magnesium chloride MgCl2 or ApCl or ApCl2 or zinc chloride ZnCl2. If this salt remains dissolved in water, then the permanent hardness arrive. Or nitrate salt, calcium nitrate CaNO3 whole 2, calcium nitrate, or magnesium nitrate MgNO3 whole 2, this salt, or sulfate salt, or calcium CaSO4, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate MgSO4. If these salts remains dissolved in water, then they are caused for permanent hardness. That means this hardness cannot be removed easily. Temporary hardness and permanent hardness, both type of hard water do not form leather easily, but temporary hardness is removed very easily. That means it can be removed by boiling, but the permanent hardness of water cannot be removed easily. Temporary hardness is caused for the bicarbonate salt of calcium, magnesium, iron or zinc, but the permanent hardness is responsible for chloride, nitrate and sulfate salts of calcium, magnesium, iron and zinc salt. Thank you.